What is up guys, Andy Forresty Runner here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on the Nike React MILER. It's 10.5 miles done and dusted in the Nike React MILER. A very interesting run I found in this shoe. Today we've got a lot to cover, lots to talk about. It's a lot of shoe. And as always with the first impressions, we'll go through the technical details before I give you my thoughts and impressions. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you stick around, because over the coming week we'll be doing a speed test and a long run test in this shoe to really put it through the ringer and see what it's made of. Super excited for today's video guys. Make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and we'll start with the technical overview. Nike have labelled this shoe as a supportive shoe. We'll get onto my thoughts on that in the impressions at the end. 31mm stack height in the heel, 21mm stack height in the forefoot, meaning we have a 10mm heel to toe drop. I in fact went true to size in this shoe. It fits absolutely perfectly with a lovely wide toe box, which is great, but a big caveat with this shoe: it is heavy. It looks heavy and it is heavy. 14 point, I think it was 4 or 6 ounces. 417 grams, something insane. The weight on this thing is a beast. It is a tank. So what we'll do is I'll work our way down from the heel all the way down the top of the foot, over the top of material here to the midsole to the outsole. We'll go through some of the features of this shoe. We'll start off around the heel counter area. We have a very plush heel counter area here. It felt very similar to slipping your foot into an Asics shoe. Just a nice cushioned homely feel. We've got a bit of a pull tab thing going on here. Nothing spectacular, but it's there, and this felt really good. But one point to note that I would like to showcase to you guys, just so that you're aware: a lot of shoes over the last year have had this heel flare. The heel flare design you see in New Balance and some of the other Nike shoes, where the heel flares away from the Achilles to prevent Achilles rubbing issues. This is the opposite. This actually goes in. So I don't know if you can see here, we've got a nice trajectory of the shoe here, and then suddenly the foam juts in. It was very noticeable when I was running. It kind of eased off as I got part way through my run, but I did feel the material there rubbing on the Achilles. So if you are prone to an Achilles issue, just bear that in mind. Other than that, nice and plush all the way around the top here. And then we move on to a tongue, which I would say is medium thickness. It's not paper thin, it's not super plush. It's a foam tongue broken up into 3 pieces. The best way you can see it is looking down there. We've got this centerpiece here, and then we've got 2 side panels here and here. To be fair, it is super comfortable. That wrapped around the top of my ankle, lovely. That combined with the nice thick laces, no issues with having to retie the laces, they didn't loosen. That side of things locked down nicely, shall we say. That's about where the good stuff ends. We'll move on to the rest of the shoe now. So we've got this breathable mesh upper, breathable apparently. I think it's going to get rather hot in the summer, and that goes all the way around the shoe. But as you can see, we've got a fair few overlays going on here. We've got the Nike logo here, which is a bit of an overlay. We've got extra material around the toe there for a bit of protection. It's not really any thickness in there, nothing. It's just there just to protect the end of your toes. I'm guessing if you kick a rock or something, who knows. Another Nike logo here, and then of course we've got this plastic cup here, which a lot of you guys saw in the Infinity React shoe, which provided the support. Again, it's used in this shoe, and I can say it does make me feel like my knee doesn't rock in as much as it would, despite the fact that excuse me, in some of the footage you saw in the beginning of the video, my right foot was indeed turning out quite a lot. I can tell how good a shoe is going to be because I do have a bit of an imbalance on my right side. and my right foot does kick out due to having weak glutes, and that's more prominent in some shoes than other. I was kind of expecting not to see that in a supportive shoe, but I saw it more, which is a bit odd, but I didn't notice it on the run. So anyway, that's there. And generally there's just a lot going on the top here. This material surrounding the eyelet chain going down either side, again, is just adding to the extra weight there. All in all, it's a comfortable upper. There's nothing wrong with it. I think where the weight really comes, despite some of the overlays, is in this React midsole. This React midsole is hefty, and I know it's becoming Nike's standard go-to material in some of its running shoes now, phasing out the Cushlon. We're seeing it in the Pegasus 37 whenever that comes out in the UK. I know it's released in the US, it's not here in the UK. That's going to be June time, according to Nike, their Instagram page. But this is heavy, and I had really high hopes for the React foam. We won't go into it now because this is the technical side of it. But in the Zoom Fly 3, I hated that shoe. But the one thing I did like, I like the React. It worked well with the carbon plate, in my opinion. Although the carbon plate, it made it feel very heavy. It was a very soft and cushioned shoe. This just doesn't feel like that at all. It was a very firm, solid ride. It just feels like a big block of foam slapped on the bottom of what is quite a nice upper, albeit a little bit too much. Anyway, Nike React running all the way through. We've got this thing in here on the medial side. I wondered what it was, if it was to give extra support. If you look at it closely, it's just a translucent piece of rubber material with the Nike logo on it. It doesn't do anything, there's nothing special there, no extra material in there, who knows. And then moving on to the outsole, we have what looks like a similar to the Pegasus lineup patterned outsole. Thick rubber here, again, all adding to the weight. It feels quite a dense rubber, and it's going to give you durability. It's going to give you duration. This shoe is a tank. It's going to last the distance, but if you're looking for something lightweight, this whole package is not provided in it. To be fair, the grip on the shoe was fantastic. I went out in quite wet conditions, and a mixture of very flat, buffed out, gravelly trails and road. It gripped like a beauty. There was absolutely nothing wrong there. So in terms of the outsole, a decent outsole, but again, all that rubber adds up to the weight of this shoe. So finally, we move on to my thoughts of this shoe. How did it perform? What did we do with it? Well, let me just tell you, sadly, it's another underwhelming performance for a Nike shoe. This is the third out of fourth Nike shoe that I've now run in, which I feel underwhelmed with. Thankfully, I didn't pay a premium price for this, just over £100, so I feel a little bit more settled about that. But I didn't expect the weight to be as much as it is. It really is noticeable. It's a tank of a shoe. I took the shoe out for a run. I thought, I'm going to take it through the duration of the run. I'm going to take it through its paces. I'm going to put it through its paces. I'm going to get the speed session done now. It was actually a speed session day. So I thought what I'd do is I'll start off at some easy pace, kick on to steady pace, then we'll do 6 by 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. I know this shoe isn't geared up for speed tests, but as you guys know, I love to put all my shoes through the ringer. I love to put them through all the different types of testing, and this is no different. I wanted to really give this thing a battering and see what it could do. And oh boy, it was a slog. It was hard going. So the first point to note, on a positive perspective, I did enjoy the comfort of the upper. It is a wide toe box. It really does allow your feet to splay out. For someone with a wide foot like me, it's lovely. The fit is beautiful from about here to here. It's great. For those of you with a narrow foot, you're going to find a lot of room up in this toe box area. This section here, despite having all this comfort around here, this Achilles, that was interesting. And it's really funny because only the other day in one of my videos I said I have never had a shoe that has rubbed my Achilles. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we found it. It went after about 3 or 4 miles as I got into the run, but it was a very rather uncomfortable sensation. And just like the Fuel Cell Propel, when I was walking around, I got some ankle rubbing here. Again, it went as I started running, so that wasn't an issue, but walking in it felt very, very strange. So there was the first frustration. Then the weight was very noticeable. I knew within the first half a mile to a mile, this was not going to be a shoe that I was going to be taking out for any speed work. So I knew that in that first impressions run, I needed to get some speed work done to see how it felt and really just not do some strides, but really put it through its paces, because I wasn't prepared to take this thing out and do 400 metre repeats in it, 800 metre repeats, kilometre repeats at 14 ounces or 417 grams, whatever it is. It is just not a speed shoe. So from that perspective, I knew I was buying a heavier shoe. I knew I was buying a daily trainer, which it is. I did not realise just how heavy it is. So that is our massive, massive drawback. And the final thing that was really, really sad about this shoe is the React midsole. It is just like a block of cheese on the bottom of the shoe. It is so, so heavy. I did not enjoy it in the slightest. It was quite a firm ride. Reminded me of my initial ride in the Beacon version 2. The Beacon version 2 did start to wear in. I'm going to expect this thing to wear in, and that would be nice. We'll see how it goes on the long run this weekend. I do plan to do a long run in the shoe. I plan to give it a good test for you guys to let you know how it handles it. But I think after my first impressions, it's just another disappointing shoe from Nike. Maybe I'm missing a trick with Nike shoes. Maybe I'm not reviewing the right ones. I know a lot of you are going to say you should try out the Infinity React. I'm just not interested in that shoe. I don't like the way Nike have marketed it and saying it saves you getting injured. That doesn't do anything for your body mechanics. The shoe does not help your body. If you have a dysfunction somewhere like I do in my right hand side of my leg where my foot kicks out, the shoe is not going to sort that. So that put me off testing that shoe straight away. I do intend on getting the Pegasus 37 in the hopes that it's going to change my opinion on Nike shoes. Otherwise, if I'm honest with you, it's probably going to be one of the last Nike shoes that I buy for a while. Until something really comes out that screams at me. I just feel other brands are doing better things at the moment. New Balance, Hoka, Asics, they're killing it. Why can't Nike? They're riding on the high of the Nike tick, their brand, and just producing mediocre shoes, and I'm just not impressed. So there we go. Bit of a rant there, but you know me, you're going to get honesty on this channel, and that's what I aim to deliver to you guys. Honesty. So stay tuned for the speed test and the long run test. In the speed test, I will recap the 6x2 minutes, give you some results. I knew we hit some paces sub 6 minute mile, so we did hit some good paces in this shoe. And it didn't do too badly in that side of things, but the long run is going to be key, because at the end of the day, I already foresee this shoe being a daily trainer. This is a shoe I'm going to take out for 8 to 10 miles, and that's going to be about it. I'm a bit concerned about the long run with the Achilles rubbing, if that's going to kick in. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, stay tuned for that video, which will be coming out hopefully early next week. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on the Nike React MILER. Let me know if you've run in this shoe. Let me know if you're thinking of buying it. Let me know if I've put you off or if you're still going to get it. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Until then.